Hello, fellow readers. I'm Ashley.
And I'm Jessica.
And this is
Serious Sisters.
Straight to the point. Yeah, how's it hanging? Remember what he says? Shh, you say it if you remember it.
Short, shriveled, and to the left.
Always.
And always to the left. Gross.
I need to watch that again.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Liar, liar.
Liar, liar. Yeah. Whoa. So good.
I had an itch.
Oh, I thought you were doing like something weird with your weirds.
No.
Anyway, how was your day? How was your week? Talk to me. Tell me stuff.
Fine.
Oh, I need a little more than that. You have something to say?
Did any of your kids ever seem creepy or haunted?
No.
Okay. My other two didn't, and then...
Oh, the baby's being haunted?
She's not haunted.
You have a haunted baby. What is she doing?
So, my makeup bag is like... It's white. It's got pink flowers and skulls on it.
Okay.
Okay. And then the zipper has a little plastic pink skull dangling. And she was in the bathroom with me. She was messing with it, and she said, skull. And I was like, yeah. And she goes, 666. And then she left.
She learned that from your other two.
I would assume, but I've never heard.
That is hilarious.
Why did she do that?
I hope she's trolling you.
I was like, does it say 666? And there's no numbers on there.
Well, keep an eye on it.
Okay.
That is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
No, my kids never did. I wanted them to. Like, I would love to
do
have
creepy stuff.
Yeah, I would love to have an experience that's not too creepy.
Yeah.
But as long as she's not saying like, Jeffrey's in my room playing dolls with me, you know.
He sounds nice.
He sounds nice. He does.
Mm-hmm.
As long as he's not scaring her.
Yeah, nothing like that. We'll see what happens, I guess.
I used to love when Lenny would bark. Lenny was a wiener dog. When he would bark at like the walls or nothing, and Dad would be really freaked out. Like, what is he looking at? What is he barking at?
He doesn't even believe in that stuff.
I know, but it freaked him out.
Dad.
I think he does a little bit.
You were going to ask me a question about, maybe about the book?
Yeah, it was about the book. You ready to jump into book stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Josh asked me a question earlier. When Kel goes in between worlds or like through the wall, what do you picture?
I think I just pictured kind of like blurry, fast-moving surroundings.
Okay.
Like he's just kind of warped. Like all of a sudden he's there. So it doesn't take very long. Why?
I picture something, I guess, a little similar. It's like a combination of on the labyrinth when like the entrance was right in front of her, you know, when she kind of steps forward and she's in the entrance to the labyrinth.
Yeah, like you can't really see
you can't see it and then you're through it and it's like, what? That, or there's a movie called The Hug-a-Bunch. They go through a mirror. The mirror gets all like liquidy before they step through. That's also what I picture.
Was that with the magic strawberries?
Yes.
I remember that.
We went for decades not knowing the name of that shit.
Oh my gosh.
Some obscure
I don't
movie.
picture that.
Okay.
Any of that.
Okay. Well, brains are weird.
I kind of like that. Like if he's traveling through, like just to go to anywhere.
Right?
And he like puts his hand on the symbol or whatever.
Yeah, and then it's like all...
And then it kind of wiggles, and then he's like, oh, I'm here.
Oh, hello, guys. I'm here. Fancy seeing you all here. I'm here.
What did Josh imagine?
That. His was more... Oh, shit. What do you say? Because we were looking at... There was an article, and it was like different book cover options. And one of them, it was like he was looking through, there was a hole with bricks around it. It was kind of like Harry Potter when they go through the Muggle world and they like do the thing on the bricks and they peel back. And I was like, that is not what I picture. And so then we got on that subject and I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember what he said. I was too excited to tell him what I saw. Yeah. So that was my question.
Okay.
Do you remember what happened?
Oh, crap. Okay. Kel
Uh-huh.
was in gray London. Nope, white.
Mm-hmm.
And a stranger asked him to deliver a letter to her brother in red London because they got separated.
Yes.
Is that correct?
It wasn't necessarily a brother. It was just a family member.
Oh,
but yeah.
okay. Because he was sick and blah, blah, blah,
Dying.
blah, blah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And she gave him a reward for doing it. Anyways, he gets there. There was a tracking something on the letter or the envelope or the bag.
No, they were just waiting at the address.
Oh.
But then on the cloth,
Yeah.
the stone was wrapped up, and that was after he went to his little room. That was when they got the tracing spell, and they found him at his.
Okay.
But first, they had to.
They were just waiting.
They were trying to nab him.
Oh, okay. Well, anyways,
Out the address.
he froze the one guy.
Yeah.
And then he went to his. Did he go to his room first and inspect the stone, and then they came after him there?
Yes.
Because it's a black rock.
Yeah.
With the symbol for magic or something on it.
Yes. Good job.
Then he jumps out of his window.
Yes, he does.
And then Lila pickpockets him and steals the stone.
Mm-hmm.
And then he finds her after he realizes what happened. He finds her in the room at the inn or whatever it's called, tavern. He leaves her. She makes a sword with the rock smoke. And then she makes a little Kel.
Uh-huh.
And then he gets untied, blah, blah, whatever, blah, blah,
Yep.
And then he ties her up kind of with the wood in the room.
Yeah, he magics
and he
it.
leaves.
Uh-huh.
And then, but also the frozen guy turned into Dark Man.
Dark Man. Mm-hmm.
And then some other guy found the sword that Lila threw out.
Yep. His name was Booth.
Not
from Bones, because he would never.
And then the darkness, he absorbed the darkness, and so he's probably a bad guy.
On the prowl. Uh-huh. I think that's it.
Okay, cool.
You did so good.
And the king and queen of, what is it, White London?
Yeah, they're fucked. Astrid and Athos.
Yeah, they're bad news.
They're pretty good at being bad.
Ew.
She can't read lips. It's a problem. I'll just tell her later.
Secrets.
Okay, so Lila had just thrown that sword out the window.
Uh-huh.
She leaves the tavern. She's going to go get some fresh air. She's going to get a drink, but she's not going to drink there. She's going to go to a different place. Everything she had just witnessed in that bedroom was the stuff of stories, of adventure. Now that it was gone, Lila felt empty in a way. She finally found the thing that she knew was off, the thing that was missing, and now it's gone. That fucking face. Listeners, I realize that we don't tell you what's going on a lot of the time with
Yeah, I should.
but she's making some confused facial expressions.
So it's like she was missing something inside of her.
Yes.
And she found it, but now it's gone.
Now it's gone.
Okay.
She was able to finally put a name to it. It was like, oh, magic, that's a thing. Mm-hmm. And now she's gone. Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
Okay. So Lila goes to a pub called the Baron Tide. She liked this pub because it was an easy place to blend in. Yes.
It would be funny.
What? No.
What is naked?
Like Baron. Barren.
No.
Like a barren forest. Doesn't that mean
Oh.
See? That's real.
No.
Okay.
I was thinking of BEAR space IN space tide. A bear in tides.
Is he surfing?
Yeah. Wow. Sorry, guys.
We got there.
So she's at this pub.
She's at this pub. She liked it because people minded their own business.
Okay.
They did not talk to you. They left you to your own whatever.
I like that.
So she's sitting at a table. I didn't mean to yell. And she's doing some hardcore thinking when a voice says, "Are you frightened? You're clutching your drink." "Long night," she replied. The man seemed out of place. Can you guess?
Mind your business.
His skin was pale. His hair a strange colorless shade.
Holland? What's he doing there?
Nothing good. When he spoke, his voice was empty. Lila said, "Not from around here, are you?" The man said, "No." Lila could feel something odd about him. The same thing she felt around Kel.
Are they in White London?
They're in gray.
Gray.
Because that's where Lila's from.
Okay.
I suppose we should be introduced, the stranger said. He turned in his seat and Lila saw his eyes. One was pitch black, like Kel's. "My name is Holland." "Bard," Lila said by way of introduction and farewell. She said Bard, and then she tipped her drink back and was getting up to leave. Because she was like, "I don't like the cut of this guy's jib. I'm getting the fuck out." As she pushes away from the table, Holland grabs her arm and says, "And your first name, miss?"
Oh, no, sir.
"Delilah," she growled. "Lila, if you like. Now let me go unless you want to lose your fingers." Holland says, "Where is he, Lila? Do not lie. I can smell his magic on you."
Ew.
Sorry, my throat made a weird noise. Lila comes back with, "Well, perhaps because he used it to cuff me to a wall after I robbed him blind and tied him to a bed. If you're looking for your friend, don't look at me. We met on bad terms and parted on worse." Holland roughly pulls her by the arm and out into the street.
Lila, awfully grabby.
Yeah, don't get so grabby. Lila tries to fire. She's got a gun on her, and she tries to fire it at him, but he's too fast, and he grabs it before it works. And he tells her, "Divest yourself of weapons, or I will do it for you." Yeah, you know what it means.
I know.
It's just a good word.
But who even says that?
Holland.
He sucks.
Yeah. After Lila had taken all her weapons off, and it reminds me of Pirates of the Caribbean when I think it's the third one, and they have to go undercover, and they catch her, and they're like, "Get rid of all your weapons," and she's got 8,000 fucking things on her. So Lila took all of them off, and she tells Holland that Kel is gone, and Holland says, "Well, let's find out." The air began to crackle with energy. Holland's power smelled metallic, like heated steel, and it singed the air. "Scream," Holland tells Lila. And electricity crackles up Lila's arms where Holland was holding it, but just as quickly it was gone. "Call his name," Holland instructed. Lila knows Kel won't come, and so she tells Holland as much. She's like, "He's not going to fucking come." And he's like, "I don't think that's true." So he keeps sending electricity through her body and hurting her until finally she gives in and she screams for Kel. Then the pain stops. Through the pounding in her head, she hears Holland say, "There you are." Kel was standing in the road looking very angry. Lila did not understand why he had come back, but before she could ask, Kel tells her to run, and Lila didn't have to be told twice. She takes off. After she grabs her weapons, of course. Kel asks Holland what this was about, and Holland says, "You know quite well. You have something that isn't yours." Kel's like, "Oh, shit. What do the Danes want with this horrible stone?" So
yeah, don't give it to them.
Holland asks for it again, and Kel tells him, "You'll have to take it from me." And now there's a magic fight.
Oh, sorry. I interrupted the magic fight.
Go ahead. It's fine.
So...
Sorry, I have to pop my finger.
But where did the stone come from originally? Like that lady had it and gave it to him.
Black London?
Well, I know, but...
You'll learn.
It wasn't the Danes that gave it to Kel, because they just knew he had it and they want it.
No. It's all part of their nefarious plan.
What? Okay.
Yep. They got shit to do. Okay. So Kel and Holland have a magical fight.
Yeah, magic fight.
Holland keeps it's like he's fucking with him. He's trying to get him to drop the stone.
Okay.
So he'll do things that's just annoying that all Kel can do. He can't fight back. He's on the defensive, basically. So, eventually, he does make a mistake, and Kel drops the stone. Holland tells Kel, "You believe that magic is an equal, a companion, but it is not. The stone is proof. You are either magic's master or its slave." And Kel asks him to please put it down. Nothing good can come from it, but Holland has his orders. I hate that line. Don't say, "I've got my orders."
I was just thinking of a good hiding place.
Where? In the world?
In his butt. He could have put it in there.
Ew!
Do you think Holland would have gone in for it?
Yeah, he would have figured a way to get it. He would have made his magic get in there.
Oh, like a summoning spell?
Something. And it just would have probably fucking ripped out of his beehole. That would hurt.
Ow. Okay. Sorry.
I'm sorry.
We're all sorry.
We're all sorry. Smoke pours from the stone where Holland has it.
Mm-hmm.
And it wraps around Kel until he can't see or breathe.
Suffocating him.
Yeah. He thought at first the magic had failed because nothing happened after that. But then he tasted blood. Blood was everywhere, dripping from his nose and mouth, pouring from his palms and wrists. There was no wound. He was just bleeding.
From where?
Everywhere.
But how?
I don't know. It was just like seeping from his pores, just everywhere. He tries to appeal to Holland, telling them that he can use the stone to break the hold that the Danes have on him, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Ran out of breath. Holland laughs and says, "The clasp is only iron. It's not what's binding me." Then he pulls his collar to the side and he shows the brand. A soul seal. A spell burned not only into one's body, but into one's life. Essence of life.
What is it?
It's just this. Remember, he's bound to the...
By the clasp.
But it wasn't the clasp that actually bound him. It was the brand.
Actually a brand on him.
Mm-hmm. You know, Athos loves to brand people. Kel reaches for the other tokens around his neck, trying desperately to get the hell away. But Holland beats him to it, and he snaps all the cords and throws the tokens down the alley so they get lost. Kel is begging Holland, please, please don't do this. And Holland is being arrogant and talking about how the stone only works for people who are like confident and like just being a dick.
Mm-hmm.
And he's loving the sound of his own voice when his words are cut off by a glint of metal in the air and the ringing sound of it striking bone as it connected with his skull. Am I late? Lila asks. She hit him.
Good.
Yeah.
Why is he like fighting Kel and torturing him if he got the stone? Just
because he's a dick.
Oh, all right. Just checking.
Yeah.
Like, you got it, just go.
Just get the fuck out. I know. Yeah. Kel I think he's trying to kill Kel. Like, I think.
Okay.
Kel tries to laugh at Lila, but he just coughs up more blood. The magic was attacking him. Lila grabs the stone Holland had dropped and tries to help Kel, but Kel was way ahead of her. Without Holland making it harder for Kel to use his magic, so now he can concentrate, he uses a blood command and he makes the bleeding stop. Lila looks back at Holland and she uses the stone to pin his body down with chains. So he was going to be there for a while. Kel clung to consciousness as long as he could. He held on until he felt a cot beneath him. Kel woke up in Lila's bed for a second time. At least this time he wasn't tied to it. The first thing Lila says is, "Why did you come back?" And Kel says, "I don't know." Lila asks a whole bunch of questions about Holland and the stone, and Kel explains more about the other Londons, Antari, and that the stone had come from Black London. A quote. You ready?
Yeah.
"If true magic were a fire, then Black London sat closest to the heat. It was believed that the power there not only ran strong in the blood, but pulsed like a second soul through everything. And at some point, it grew too strong and overthrew its host. In Grey London, humanity grew strong and magic weak, but in Black London, it was the other way around. The people not only had magic in their bodies, they let it into their minds. The magic spread like a plague, and the other 3 remaining worlds retreated into themselves and locked their doors to prevent the spread of sickness. What became of Black London we can only guess. And then he talks about the stone. He says the stone's magic is the magic of a ruined world. It cannot stay here. Only strong magic would be able to unmake such a thing, but since the stone was magic itself, he doubted that magic could be made to destroy it. Kel knew what he had to do. It belongs in Black London. I have to take it back, he said. Lila gestured to the wall and says, so you open a door to Black London and what, throw the stone in? What on earth have you been waiting for? Like, why haven't you done this the whole time? But he explains that the other Londons sat between, so he couldn't make a door directly from gray to black. Remember that they're like pages on top of each other. You got Black London, then red, no, black, then white, then red, then gray. So, sorry, he can't go directly from gray to black. Mm-hmm. He'd have to go through his London, where there's people who have to be looking for him. And then he has to get to White London, and he's sure that the Danes are going to be there, so it was going to be very dangerous. So, yes.
I mean, yeah, that's going to be dangerous, but then how the hell is he even supposed to get to Black London when he doesn't have a token?
Well, he can use the rock.
Oh.
Because it's technically from there, so he can use it as a token to get back.
Oh.
Or to get there, excuse me.
So he doesn't need a token, he just needs something from that place?
That is what's called a token. It's not necessarily like a Chuck E. Cheese token or a car wash token.
All this time I was thinking of a little coin.
He just used coins because it was easiest to get currency. Okay. So, but the whole thing is, assuming he can't just throw the stone in, and he won't have another Black London relic to get back out. So once he goes...
He needs one to get out?
Yes. Well... He doesn't know what state it's in, so he assumes he's not going to make it back.
Okay.
And Lila says, when do we go?
No.
Yeah.
No, girl.
No. They argue a little bit. She wants an adventure, a chance to get out, but she doesn't have any idea what she'd be walking into. And then there was the issue of only Antari being able to go through worlds, but Lila is certain that the stone will let her through. As worried as he was, Lila was right. He didn't want to do this alone, and he could leave her in Red London to tell his family what had happened to him. Kel asked Lila if she's afraid of dying, and she answers, death comes for everyone. I'm not afraid of dying, but I am afraid of dying here. I'd rather die on an adventure than live standing still. Finally, Kel said, very well, you can come. Kel turns his coat inside out, from left to right, exchanging the worn black for the ruby red. He searches the pockets and thankfully comes up with a red coin to use for the door. Lila's confused at first because they don't use that door right away in the room that they're in. He starts to leave the tavern and walk somewhere else. And she's like, why are we doing that? And he says, we don't know who or what is waiting on the other side. It's better to get closer to where we're going before we go there. Meaning he's gonna be there closer.
What?
He doesn't want to come to right in the room.
Okay.
Because we don't know what's waiting for us. So we're gonna get closer to it. I don't know why it's written like that.
Like appear closer.
I don't know how you can get closer than being in the same fucking spot.
But so not closer, just close enough.
Close enough that you can see what's going on.
Okay.
Without. That's what it said in the book, okay?
I did that. Okay.
Okay, they come to a spot on the curb between two shop fronts. It's gonna bother the shit out of me now. Kel nervously slipped his coat off and draped it around Lila's shoulders. Thought, any extra magic is good. He doubted it would make a difference, and the stone would either let her through or it wouldn't. In response, Lila took the kerchief out of her pocket and slipped it into his. Then she quickly kisses him. For luck, she says. The wall gave way, and they both stepped through.
Okay.
Kel went to tighten his grip on Lila's hand, but it wasn't there. Lila was gone, the stone with her. Kel begins to panic, but then he remembers the kerchief she'd stuck in his pocket, so he uses the locating spell. So while he's doing that, Lila opens her eyes. She drew in a breath and tasted flowers on the air. She'd done it. Holland Bard was somewhere new. She wanders around, taking in all the sights. There was a parade happening for P-Rye. It was all over the scrying board, so there's little boards everywhere. It's usually the itinerary of the celebrations for that day. The royal family passes through the parade, and Lila notices the prince openly staring at her, so she stubbornly stares back. Eventually, he turns his head, and the procession continues. Because she's got
jacket.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Lila keeps wandering around. She finds a market, and her thief's fingers tingle. That's where Kel finds her. She's being hollered at because she tried to steal something and got caught because, magic. A scene plays out like on Aladdin, where Kel tells the stall owner that she was just an uncivilized foreigner.
Yeah.
Lila notices, because Lila doesn't know that he's royal, right? So she notices that he keeps hiding from the guards, and she says, the commoners treat you like a noble, but you hide from the guards like a thief, so which is it? And Kel explains how he was taken in by the royal family when he was young. He and Lila argue again because Kel is being arrogant. He does not understand how lucky he is. He has a home and food on the table and some semblance of family. He has everything he could ever need. Kel realizes that Lila doesn't have any of those things, and he starts to feel bad. She was right, and he was being a baby. They're headed toward the ruby fields. Since Holland had thrown Kel's tokens into the street, he needed new ones. Otherwise, the doors wouldn't work. When they arrived, the ruby fields was nothing but ashes.
What? They burned it down, the bad guy?
The inn and everything in it had burned to the ground.
All of his trinkets?
Mm-hmm. This had been no ordinary fire. Ordinary fires spread. This one didn't. Ordinary fires also didn't consume metal as well as wood like this one did. Kel thought selfishly of his room and his trinkets. Whoever did this was trying to cut him off because Antari couldn't travel without their tokens. Shit's getting real. Kel is in need of a token for White London. The king had one, but he wasn't about to ask him for that. Fauna also had one, but he guessed that she was buried somewhere under the rubble.
Oh.
Unfortunately, Kel knew of another man, Fletcher. Speaking of Fletchers, that's his name on Liar Liar. Fletcher was a hard fellow with a capital H, not in the penal area. I'm trying to remember his story.
Tough?
He has the ability to control bones, and I believe he was making people do his bidding. So he got these cuffs put on him, like these bracelets that made it so he couldn't use his magic. But then he traveled all over and found someone to break the cuffs. So he's just lurking about, doing shady deals and being a bad guy.
Trying to stay under the radar.
Under the radar.
Breaking bones.
Yep. Breaking bones, fucking hoes.
What?
Felt right. Long ago, Kel had beaten him horribly at cards and had given Fletcher the token out of his winnings. Because the game that they play, you can lie, you can cheat, you can do whatever. And he put a fake card in. So Fletcher thought he had a really good hand, bet a whole bunch of stuff, and then Kel won. So Fletcher kind of is not a fan. And so he tossed him this white rook. And he was like, here, no hard feelings. So he tossed it to him like a real asshole. Yeah. Because people in Red London do know about White London and vice versa. But so they're always curious and they want to know, they want to have like little trinkets from those other places. That's how it got into the pile to begin.
So all of the items in the world, they can't be white or red.
What doesn't matter the color? This just happened to be white. It could have been a black rook from White London and it still would have worked.
Oh, so okay.
It just happened to be white.
Okay. So the token that he needs, it doesn't matter the color as long as it came from that place?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yep. It just has to come from there. Okay. All of a sudden, Kel grabs Lila and uses the stone to conceal the two of them. Holland appears only seconds after they were covered. He can tell that they're there because he can smell it. But he can't see where they are because the stone is keeping them so well, hidden. So he says aloud to no one in particular, "They screamed while the building was burning. All of them screamed by the end, even the old woman." Holland knows Kel is there. He wants him to come out and face him. When no one moves or says anything, Holland directs his attention towards Lila, and he throws the silver pocket watch in her direction, the one she had left for Baron as payment when they'd taken off earlier.
Not Baron.
Yeah, Holland said, "He died because of you. You will die a coward's death, Delilah Bard. When this is over, you'll both wish you had come out."
What is wrong with this guy?
I know. Has his orders. Holland eventually leaves, and Lila runs to the watch and just kind of sits there for a minute. And all Kel can say is, "I'm sorry." So after a second, Lila says, "When this is over, I want to be the one to slit his throat. Now which way to Fletcher?" And then we're going to go a couple paragraphs to bad guy world. Booth, who was the one from Grey London, who got the sword to the guts. All right. Anyway, he was beginning to fall apart. It wasn't the magic's fault. There was
literally?
Yes.
Ew.
There was so little to hold on to here, so little to feed on. The moment he, the magic, got inside, he burned them up to nothing. Blood and bone to husk and ash in no time. Booth's body was now rotting. Bits of skin flaked off with every step. In his desperation, he found himself heading back toward the stone's throw. He was so distracted, he did not notice the carriage approaching as he stepped into the street. Edward Archibald Tuttle, remember Ned, needing his bit of earth? He stood outside the stone's throw. It should be open, but it wasn't, and Ned finds that very suspicious. He attempts to use magic to remove the bolts from the door, but he is unsuccessful. Behind Ned, horses, little horses,
Aww.
they're so cute. Horses whinnied, and wheels clattered to a halt. Ned asks the driver, "Whoa, no!" Ned asked the driver what happened. The driver swears he saw a man walk directly in front of the carriage, and he's afraid that he hit him. Ned went to look and saw nothing but a stretch of vaguely human-shaped soot already blowing away. "Nothing here, sir," Ned says. The driver decides he must have been mistaken. So Booth is gone.
Okay.
Booth
but
evaporated.
The magic
It disintegrated with him.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Now we just have
The
creepy
one
man in Red London
guard
running around. Yep.
Okay.
Kel and Lila arrive at the docks. Their talk turns to killing people, as it naturally does. And Lila tells them about the first time she killed someone. Her dad it was the last time she saw her father. Her father had sold her, and she killed the man who tried to rape her. So,
wow.
She loved how it made her feel.
Well,
powerful.
What did her dad sell her for? Money?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think to pay his tab.
Huh. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. And her mother died when she was young. So, yeah. She asks if that's what magic feels like. And Kel says, "No, that's not magic, Lila. That's just murder." Magic is... His words were cut off. He was distracted by the closest scrying board. Instead of the itinerary of Rye's celebrations like it'd been showing all day, it changed to the word "missing." Beneath the word was an image of Kel, and a second word under that, "reward." The instructions next to it said, "If seen, touch here." There was like a little circle. Kel and Lila enter the closed door of Fletcher's shop, the stone still making them invisible. Once inside, Kel let the stone's magic fade. Lila looks at him and carefully says, "Kel, put the stone down." Kel looked down and saw that the veins on the back of his hand were dark. He knew better, but he also knew that that everything will be okay if he just kept holding it. You know, it would fix everything. So then a knife buried itself in the post by his head, and Lila says, I said, put it down. At first, his fingers wouldn't move, and Kel had to use his other hand to pry his fingers open, and finally, the stone dropped. After it tumbles from his grip, his knees buckle. Lila uses her handkerchief to pick it up. And making conversation, trying to lighten the mood, Lila asks what Rye is like. And Kel tells her he's charming, spoiled, generous, fickle, and hedonistic. Lila asks if the two of them were close, and Kel says yes. The king and queen may not be my parents, but Rye is my brother. I would die for him. I would kill for him. And I have. So Lila's like, well, you have to fucking tell me that story. So several years ago, a group began to form. They called themselves the Shadows. Some had power, some did not. They believed the city burned its power too brightly and with too little care, squandering it. To them, Rye was a symbol of everything wrong. So when the boys were 13, Rye was 13, Kel was 14, they were outside, and the Shadows abducted Rye. The queen had sent out the royal guard, but Kel knew they would never find him. So he used a small wooden horse that Rye had carved. It was the first time he used the locator spell. When Kel found him, he was laying on the bottom of a boat, not breathing. He used his blood magic to heal him. He was really sad because he was scared that it wasn't working because it heals from the inside out, you know. So it takes a while for it to like actually heal and show that it's working. So you can do your thing and feel like it's not working.
But it is.
The king and queen tracked down every member, and Rye pardoned them all.
Why?
He forgave his captors. He understood why they did it, and he felt their suffering. He was convinced that if he showed them mercy, they wouldn't try to harm him again. Kel made sure that they couldn't.
Ooh.
Lila wanted to know more, but she let it go, and they continued their search. Switching to bad guy paragraph. In the alley where Kel had been attacked, one of the bodies was missing. The cutthroat with the X on his hand. He now made his way down the street, humming as he went. His body wasn't doing well, better than Booth and that other London, so they're connected because they're of the same magic. But now he looked less like a man and more like a charred piece of wood, which was to be expected. He'd been busy. The night before, he had gone to a pleasure house. While he was boning a lady, the magic took her over.
Oh.
Her black eyes opened. One mind, two bodies. And the two of them spread the magic throughout the pleasure house and into the night. He could feel himself spreading throughout the city.
Oh, no.
Yep. All right, Fletcher's shop. It was built like a maze, and Lila asks Kel why can't he just use magic to find what he's looking for. And he tells her that the place is warded against that. Lila suddenly exclaims, and Kel's like, yes, she's found it, but she's just excited about a knife that she found. Its blade was really sharp, and the handle was brass knuckles. So she was like, oh my gosh, this is the coolest knife in the world. Kel slams a drawer closed, and a gruff voice says, careful, you might break something. Lila hides around a corner, and Fletcher doesn't see her as he asks Kel how he got in. Kel tells him that his wards must be wearing thin. While the men are talking, Lila stealthily creeps up behind Fletcher with a knife. Fletcher lifts up a hand as he says, your friend is very rude. And Lila freezes, trying to fight the invisible force holding her in place. But Fletcher had the ability to control bones, and therefore bodies. Kel tells Fletcher to let her go, and finally he does. Kel asks about the token, the white rook, right? Yeah. And old Fletch says he won't sell it to him, but he might sell it to Lila for the right price.
Oh, my goodness.
Everyone's so horned up. Kel tells him that to be careful because she bites. Fletcher asks what kind of trouble Kel was in, motioning to the scrying board. Then Kel notices that the circle at the bottom, the one that says if seen, touch here, was pulsing bright green. What have you done? Growled Kel.
Come on.
Fletcher says, no hard feelings.
Well, don't be an a-hole.
Yeah. The shop doors burst open and the royal guard pours in.
Oh, my gosh.
Kel sees Lila put her hand in her pocket and disappear. So she uses the stone to make herself.
Why didn't she grab Kel and do that?
Because he was too far away. I think they were on opposite sides of the room. Kel forces himself to stay calm. He wasn't a criminal, and he hadn't done anything wrong. Not in the eyes of the law, anyway. Or the crown, sorry. The guards were confused because they expected Kel to be, like, hurt or something.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them, Ellis, asks Kel what had happened. And Kel says that he'd gotten delayed on his errand and had only just returned. Ellis asks why he's there out of all the places in the world, and Kel says that he was shopping for Rye's birthday present. As Kel is being escorted out of the shop, he says to no one in particular, "I'll be back as soon as I'm through to find what I was looking for." Follow the spiders! Harry Potter, when they're under the cloak. If anybody needs any
my goodness.
answers or what, anyway, get with it. Keep up. Keep up. Lila knows he's talking to her. She had used the stone to conceal herself. She watched as the guards and Kel left. Fletcher motions for a reward. The guard... The guard nods, but instead of going for a little purse, he went for his blade. The metal glinted once in the shop's low light, and then it was under Fletcher's chin, drawing a silent red line across his throat.
Jeez.
As Kel made his way to the carriage, Ellis says, "Come, sir, let's get you home." Kel thinks of home, and there's an ache in his chest. All he wanted was to see Rye and embrace him one last time before he goes to Black London. Ellis drew back the curtains. He says, "I'm sorry about this, sir." Kel was about to ask him what he was sorry for when a hand clamped a cloth over his mouth. He tried to wrench free, but within moments, everything went dark. Lila sucked in a breath.
Who are those two guards?
Jen and Parrish.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was like, where are they?
We'll hear about them soon.
Okay.
Lila sucked in a breath. She waited until the carriage was gone before she moved. Fletcher's body lay sprawled on the floor. His smug expression was gone. His eyes were open and empty, but something pale was caught between his body and the floor. Lila lets the magic go. She kneels and picks up the blood-flecked chess piece. So now she's got it. She turns toward the door but hesitates. Kel had told her to stay put, but as she looked down at Fletcher's body, she worries that Kel might have walked into trouble of his own. Her gut said to go, and it had kept her alive this long. On the way out the door, she grabbed the knife she'd been admiring, and then she went to go find and probably rescue Kel. Jen and Parrish.
Okay.
They were enjoying Prince Rye's birthday celebrations. Rye had given them a few hours off. Now that the morning and afternoon festivities were over, the night made way to a masquerade ball at the palace. Jen appeared to be having a perfectly pleasant time, but Parrish was restless. There was an energy in the air, and even though Parrish knew the buzz most likely was coming from the celebrations, it still made him nervous because it felt different. Parrish notices a voluptuous woman. He stares at her until she looks back, but he's surprised because her eyes...
It's a man?
No, it's just a dick right out. No, because her eyes are pitch black.
Oh, no.
Parrish tries to get Jen's attention. So, hey, look at her. Look. But Jen's like, dude, it's fine. Chill out. She's probably just drunk. Like, I think you need to calm down.
With the eyes.
Then the two guards see a man and woman embracing in the alley, but it appears the man's advances are unwanted. Abruptly, though, the woman just stops struggling. When the man releases her, she sways on her feet and slumps in a seat. Jen and Parrish follow the man, Jen taking the lead. "Turn around," Jen ordered. The man had black eyes.
Oh.
When he smiled, flecks drifted off like ash. He held out his hand, and Parrish recoiled. It was entirely black, the fingertips tapering into charred bone points.
Ew.
The man thrust his hand through Jen's armor and into his chest. "Dark heart," the man said.
No heart.
No heart. Jen crumpled to the ground. Parrish got mad, obviously, and charges forward and thrusts his blade into the stomach of the black-eyed monster. As the royal blade worked its magic, the man's eyes went wide, the black retreating from them until he looked like an ordinary man again. He drew a rattling breath and gripped Parrish's armor. He bore a red X on the back of his hand, and then he crumbled into ash around Parrish's blade. Out of nowhere, pain blossoms in Parrish's back. He looks down and sees the tip of a sword protruding from his chest. He took a deep breath, or tries to take a deep breath, as the blade slid back out. He saw Jen looming over him, the blood-slicked blade hanging at his side. "Why?" asks Parrish. Jen gazed down at him with 2 black eyes and says, "Noble heart." Then he raised the sword over his head and swung it down. I'm not done yet, but I will leave you on a cliffhanger when it's time.
So this darkness. Spreading.
Yeah.
And it just kind of eating up these bodies until they're done with it.
Yep.
Oh.
Moving on to the next.
Just trying to kind of wipe everybody out.
Even though I don't think that's the goal. Its goal is to just have the most power in the most people. Like, you know.
Be a dick?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't seem to like stay in somebody. If it stays in them, then it just
they die eventually.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine. Keep going.
Okay. Lila made her way to the palace. She realized right away that people were arriving for a masquerade ball, and she was excited. She wouldn't have to worry about fitting in, being a member of society. She didn't even have to show her face. There was, however, the issue of an invitation. Lila uses her sneaky thievery and takes one from a group of silly, gossiping girls.
Good.
Now, on to her clothes. They were ragged, and she knew that even with an invitation, she would not be let in. A market stall stood nearby, and Lila went in. A far wall was covered in masks. I'm sorry.
What is happening?
Lila gravitates toward the black half mask with 2 horns spiraling from the temples. The shop owner says, "A little dark, don't you think?" And Lila says,
"You selling it,
bitch?" She says, "No, I think it's perfect." She flips it over. No, she doesn't. She flips it over to see the price and reluctantly puts it back on the shelf. The shopkeeper tells Lila that she had seen her earlier with Master Kel, so she didn't need to worry about paying. She says, "If you are his or he is yours, my shop is yours as well. You are not from here, so you do not know. We pay our debts in many ways, not all of them with coin. I need nothing from you now, so you'll pay me back another time and in your own way, yes? Now let us find you something fitting."
A nice lady.
Yeah, she's a nice lady. The shopkeeper's name was Kala. You got somewhere you need to be?
No.
Looking at your fucking wrist.
I had an itch.
Okay. Not even wearing a watch. Okay. The shopkeeper's name was Kala, and she's leading Lila to a rack of dresses, but Lila's like, no dress.
Yeah, huh?
No. Instead, her eyes go straight to the men's coats. And Lila says, "This is exactly what I want." And Kala sighs and said, "Well, if you're set on that direction, then I will find you some boots." When all is done, Lila's in a pair of black pants, a black tunic, and a beautiful black high-collared coat with a fitted waist and a built-in half cloak. Add in the mask and the boots, so it's got like a little, like our little capes in marching band.
Yeah.
Little half guy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I miss our caves. That shit was fun. Add in the mask and the boots, and Delilah Bard looked like a king. Kala says, "You look more ready to storm a city than seduce a man." Lila says, "Kel will love it." We're back to Kel. Colors blossomed over Kel's head, and his eyes adjusted as he recognized the palace draperies. Sitting up, he sees that he's in Rye's room. Prince was draped in a chair, one ankle across his knee, sipping tea and looking thoroughly annoyed. Kel went to move his hair out of his face. I guess he was trying with his hands. But he realizes his hands are cuffed behind him. And Kel's like, why am I wearing these? His manacles, like the royal swords, were made to dampen the wearer's magic, but not by as much as the swords. Just as. Rye says, I couldn't very well have you running away again. Kel realizes that the two guards in Rye's room were not Jen and Parrish, and he asks where they are. And Rye just says, where have you been, brother? Kel sternly tells him to take the cuffs off. Out of nowhere, Rye tells Kel that he knows he has a piece of Black London. He says, what have you done, Kel? What have you brought into our city? Kel explains that he knows he messed up, but he's going to fix it. He promised. And Rye says, promises are not enough, not anymore. Tell me where the stone is. Kel says, I never told you it was a stone. Dun dun. Rye held his gaze, and then finally, his lips drew into a small, dark smile, twisting his face in a way that made it look like someone else's.
I have a guess.
Uh-huh.
That whatever Holland brought that first episode either has some kind of like compulsion, whatever it's called, where you can like make them do stuff.
You're 100% right.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I'm like,
I'm so proud of you.
He's not a bad guy.
No, he's not.
But he's been tricked somehow. Yep.
Kel's eyes caught sight of something under Rye's collar, a blood-red glass pendant. He knew it because he'd seen it days earlier on Astrid Dane. Remember she had a pendant? So Kaisel...
What?
What is happening to me? Kel says... Astrid, have you compelled everyone in this palace? She says, not yet, but I'm working on it. Kel asks what she's done with his brother, and Astrid just says that she borrowed him.
Wait.
She's in him.
Okay.
She's in
So that was not clear.
The pendant. Yes, compulsion. The pendants, she has one in White London.
Yeah.
While Rye also has one. So while she's wearing hers in White London, whoever's wearing that other one, she will be inside of. She will be possessing their body.
But it looks and sounds like Rye.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's real creepy.
Okay.
She draws out the pendant and tells Kel that it was Antari blood that allowed the spell to exist in both worlds. She knew Kel wouldn't do anything to risk her brother's life, so she wasn't worried about him hurting her. Astrid keeps asking Kel where the stone is, and he keeps deflecting. He asks, why are you wearing my brother's body? Astrid
sighs. You have to ask it like that?
Yeah, he does. She sighs and explains, you know so little of war. Battles may be fought from the outside in, but wars are won from the inside out. Kingdoms and crowns are taken from within. The strongest fortress can withstand any attack from beyond its walls, and yet even it is not fortified against an attack from behind them. Had I marched upon your palace from the steps, would I have made it this far? But now no one will see me coming, not the king, nor the queen, nor the people. I am their beloved prince, and I will be until the moment I choose not to be. Yes.
So if there's a tussle and Kel gets the necklace off, is Rye back?
Yes.
Okay.
But whoever has that thing on, or I don't know if just holding it counts. I think just holding it counts. She will be up in them. So, like, if it falls, whoever picks it up, I think you have to destroy it, like a Horcrux.
Okay.
She says all that, and then Kel's like, well, I know who you are. Are you going to kill me? And she says that.
Hold on, sorry. Remember that one time you said Hugh Jackman's not a Horcrux?
What were you talking about?
I have no idea.
It pops up on my time hop all the time.
And I really wish I remembered that conversation. Okay, sorry.
I wish I did too. Maybe one day we'll remember. She says that Kel will wish that she had killed him. She asks him one more time where the stone is, and Kel tells her he doesn't know. Astrid says, a little piece of me was hoping you'd say that. And then Rye's fingers curled into a fist and connected with Kel's jaw. Lila presents her invitation and is allowed to enter with no hesitation. Everywhere she looked was wealth. Her fingers itched, and she resisted the urge to start picking pockets. The entrance line went by the king and queen. Lila tells them that she's a friend of Kel's and asks if they might know where he is. The queen looks at her blankly and says, "Not here, but I'm not worried." And the king says, "Everything will be okay." Both the king and queen sounded hollow, so Lila was like, okay. She just continues on into the ballroom. She starts to explore her surroundings, looking for Kel or a clue to his whereabouts. She finds a set of spiral stairs and makes her way up, the stone beginning to hum in her pocket. She knew Kel had to be close. Kel spat blood onto the floor, and he knew that if Rye was really there, he'd be really pissed that he messed up, which I thought was funny. Astrid continues to ask where the stone is, and Kel was like, "What do you want with it?" And Astrid answers, "A throne." I was like, "You already have a throne." And she says, "In a dying London. And do you know why it dies? Because of you. Because of this city and its cowardly retreat. It made of us a shield, and now it thrives while we perish." Astrid continues explaining her plan. Her and Athos will rule side by side in red and white London. They will reopen the doors, creating one that stays open, so that everyone can move between the two Londons. Kel tells her that the stone isn't strong enough. Astrid says, "Perhaps you're right. Perhaps your half of the stone is not strong enough."
Who has the other half?
She says, "Haven't you noticed it's broken?
Oh, you stupid idiot.
Jesus." It was Athos. He found it. He likes to look for treasure.
Where did he find it?
By the river. He was looking through rocks because he's a weird fucking dude.
He's just down there digging in the rocks.
He knew there had to be pieces left of Black London, so he just scoured and he found it.
The other half, or
no, the whole stone.
Oh, okay.
He found the two pieces were next to each other.
Oh, and they probably broke it and got somebody else to take it to Red London, right?
Yeah. Okay. It was Astrid's idea to get Kel to be the one to carry it over.
Okay.
So that way, if something backfired, he still smuggled something and he'll get in trouble for it and it won't fall back on them.
Itch.
Kel asks, why didn't she use Holland? And she says that he had already delivered the necklace to Rye. Astrid attempts to use her magic. I can shoot lightning or some shit. But it's Rye's body she's in, so it does not work. He's not great at magic. So Kel laughs at her. She picks up a knife, cuts the buttons off of Kel's shirt.
Getting freaky.
Ooh, time to get freaky. She says, "So little scars. We'll fix that." She's got the sword above his heart when Lila shouts from the balcony, "Stop right there."
What balcony?
There's a balcony.
Did she climb up from the outside?
I knew you were going to fucking ask me how she got on the balcony because I didn't put it in here. I thought she's just on the balcony. She doesn't need to know how she got on the balcony.
She was going up some stairs earlier.
Okay, she's going upstairs. She saw that there were bedrooms. She assumed the one with the guards outside of it was the one he was in. So she went in a previous one because she saw that the balconies were connected. Or not necessarily connected, but there was enough room that she could sneak out one, climb the wall across, and get in the other one.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I had to remember it. "Lila," Kel hollers. He jerked free of his guards, the cuffs finally cutting into his wrist enough to draw blood. As Oren's open. The cuffs fell off, and his power flooded back. Kel grabs his dagger and turns toward Astrid. She says, "You won't hurt me, not as long as I'm wearing your brother."
Ew.
And Lila says, "But I will." And then she shoots her in the leg. Or him.
Yeah.
Shoots Rye in the leg. Kel is telling Lila that she shouldn't have come because he's like, "You have the stone in your pocket. Like, you shouldn't have come here. This is dangerous." And Astrid overhears. I don't know why he did that.
Really stupid.
Rye's mouth curled into Astrid's horrible smile, and Kel readied himself for an attack. But instead, Rye's hand brought the blade to his own chest and rested the tip between his ribs. So he's aiming it. Just under his hurt.
Wait. Oh, Rye is holding it to himself because she's gonna... Okay, go ahead.
She says, give me the stone or I'll kill the prince. Kel begs, Astrid, please. But it was too late. Rye's body twisted toward Lila and uttered a single word, catch, before she cast the pendant into the air and drove the knife into Rye's chest. She wanted Lila to catch the pendant, so then she would be in Lila and she could kill the prince and he would die and she would be in another.
So, Rye, knife to himself, throws the pendant and says catch, and then he stabs himself. Okay.
That's it.
No! You can't. It is there.
I did, though. We'll have one more episode, guys.
Only one more?
Yeah, this one's 3.
I don't feel like it's going to be...
That's why there's 2 other books. You're going to have questions.
That's true. I'm like, nothing's solved.
I know.
But maybe they can... Ooh, we don't want to use the stone to heal him.
No, you don't know what's going to happen to that.
Yeah. But Kel healed him before.
Right?
Maybe he could heal him again.
I don't know.
Did Lila catch?
I don't know.
Oh my God. You guys.
I don't know. I want to tell you real bad, but I won't. This is why I can't keep secrets, and I can't shop before Christmas. I have to shop a week or 2 before Christmas because I'm going to tell every single person what I got them.
Yeah, you've always been that way.
I just get excited. I want you to know.
Well, I'm upset.
But you love
I'm
it.
going to Google how it ends.
No, you're not. Mom, she always reads the last page of a book.
No, I don't
You
do that.
Spoiler.
I'm kind of the opposite where I do this with shows. I won't watch the very last episode.
I do that too. I don't want it to be over.
Yes.
It's so sad. I still have not seen the last episode of Game of Thrones because I heard what happened and I got pissed. And I was like, I refuse. I refuse to watch that. I need to live in my own happy world where that shit didn't happen.
It's so cool.
Oh.
Not that, but the other thing.
No.
I never watched the last season of Sons of Anarchy.
I think that's okay.
It's not. It's so good. It was really good.
I'm just not into that motorcycle culture.
I wasn't either. But you would
I
be.
think you are. I think you are more than me.
That's fair. Okay. Well, we'll quit talking. But
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Thanks for the fun time. Follow us. Do stuff.
Listening.
We got one more.
Enjoy.
Have a good day.
Have a good week. Have a good night. Have a good
life.
Oh shit.
This thing called life.
All right. Bye guys. Love you.
Don't be scared.